guys, Holly Millican here from South Grafton High School, bringing you my second video for 2020. Now, as I mentioned in my last video, I am taking requests on topics that might interest you guys or that you'd like to see more activities on. So if there's anything that you'd like me to make, please just drop a comment down below and I'm more than happy to pop it on my list. So as per request, this video is focusing on fractions. Now my first activity is one called Fraction Feud. It is a bit of a play on the TV show Family Feud, and it's set up in basically the same way. I find this game is best played with a class that's quite quick on their feet. The lower ability classes seem to not like the pressure of having to run up and hit a buzzer quite as much as the higher classes.
So as you can see, I have set my table up with each of my teams being allocated a buzzer. Each team sends up a competitor for the round, who attempts to answer the questions put up on the board, hitting the buzzer as quickly as they can once they think they have the answer. I usually encourage the remainder of teams left behind to work out the question on a scrap piece of paper in case their teammate needs help. This game was set up for one of my small classes, so I only had 4 teams. However, more teams could be used for larger classes to ensure that all students are engaged. Now, the only resources you really need in this game to make it a success are the buzzers, which I bought off of Amazon. Everything else is pretty fluid and you can adapt it to what resources you already have in your room. Now, as you can see here, the questions I have set up for this game are a little bit harder than your standard questions. That is because I set up this game for a top class. However, because they're set up in a PowerPoint, it's really easy to differentiate them for any level of class which you might want to play this game with. Now my second activity is called Fraction Bump. This is a great little lesson closer which I got off of Teachers Pay Teachers. To play, 2 students get 20 counters each, 2 dice and a game mat. Now the aim of the game is to control as many of the answer circles as you can. To control a circle, you need to roll the dice and answer the associated question up the top. Once you've got the answer correct, you can put a counter down. Your opponent, however, can bump you off this answer circle unless you have answered the question twice and have 2 counters stacked on top of each other. There are different levels of these bump games, with the one shown here being on the easier end of the scale. The kids really seem to love the idea of stealing their classmates' answers and often get quite competitive with this game. Now, if I am using this game as a closer, I will give the students about 10 minutes and basically tell them, look, after 10 minutes, whoever owns the most circles is the overall winner of the game. If I do use this activity as part of one of my stations throughout the week, then I would generally give them a little bit more time, and especially for the harder ones as well. My third activity is another one I'll usually use when I'm completing stations or as a bit of a fun Friday game. Now, Fraction Jenga is a little bit different than the normal Jenga that we're used to. For this version, you select 2 blocks and an operation card from the face-down pile. Each block has a fraction on it, and once a student has made their selection, they must choose a partner and complete the operation as directed. Now, students are to utilise their partner in this instance to help make sure that they've got the right answer and discuss any misconceptions that they might have. I find this is a really good way to get students talking amongst themselves about what might be going wrong where, rather than simply coming and asking me for assistance. Now, you may have noticed the blocks shown are a little larger than your average block. This is a special giant Jenga which I managed to pick up from Kmart. This activity would work just as well on a regular sized Jenga, but I do try to change it up in my room to keep the kids on their toes. Overall, this is a really great activity for either a revision of fraction concepts or for engaging students in their own teaching process.
So there you have it, 3 activities to help make fractions in your classroom just that little bit more fun and exciting. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop a little message down beneath this video and I will try and respond to them as quickly as I can. To keep up to date with all of my latest material, remember to subscribe to the Teacher ACER channel on YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.